What's up, everyone? This is Marshall from A1 Exotics, and today we'll be going over my top 5 products that every reptile keeper should have. So today I'm joined with Orion. He is one of our leopard geckos that we have. We haven't paired him with anybody, but he should make some pretty cool babies in the future. He has 90% of a carrot tail. For all of you who don't know what that means, it means that 90% of his tail is almost like a carrot. So let's get back on track and talk about the products. Starting at number 1, we have the infrared gun. The infrared gun is perfect for getting accurate temperatures for your reptile's habitat. Because if you don't have their accurate temperatures, your animal can suffer. I personally like this gun right here because it's very easy to use, it's affordable, and you just point at what you need to measure in your enclosure and you'll get the temperature. The little cheap ones from your local pet store or the big name pet stores, they're quite expensive and they're not really that accurate. So it's very important that you get the right temperature for your animal. So number 4 on the list, I would say getting a sustainable food source for your animals is really important. If you're like me and you have over 40 animals, the bill can add up pretty fast. Like with Orion here, we feed him discwood roaches, superworms, and mealworms. And right now we actually have our own little breeding project for them. It's not in full swing yet, so we're still having to rely on outside vendors for that. But all in all, that's definitely the plan in the future, is to be completely independent from them. I don't know if you can hear in the background, but there's actually some crickets chirping right now because we're trying to get them to breed. So number 3 on our list, I think it's very important for everybody to get a good mister. I don't know about you, but when you have a bunch of enclosures to put water in, it gets kind of repetitive having to go to your kitchen, fill it up, dechlorinate the water, and then pour it in each individual container. The mister I got was from my local hardware store, and it was like $10 or $15, and it holds 2.5 gallons of water. So once that's filled up, it'll last for a couple of days, and I can just mist and fill up water as needed. Of course, with everything, you just want to keep everything affordable as possible, because the more that you spend money, the more it's going to hurt your wallet. So we definitely keep that in mind with this list. So all these products are under $20. So number 2 on the list, I would say getting a good pair of tweezers is definitely important. For leopard geckos, it's always good to have a pair of tweezers because sometimes it can be a little stubborn with eating. With my bearded dragons personally, they can be very food motivated, so when you open up the enclosure, they're not flying at you trying to eat your finger, because I've gotten bit plenty of times. But it's actually a way you can actually train your animal to know that when you open the enclosure and they see those tweezers, they know it's food time. But if you approach them and you don't have the tweezers in your hand, they know that it's playtime. And this is very important with the bigger animals you get, like the monitors, because those guys can take off fingers. For ball pythons, it's very important because same thing with them. When they see tweezers, they know it's food time with them. When you're feeding them and you open the enclosure, they know that it's going to be food time. So it's always important to make sure you don't just handle your animals when you're feeding them as well. So we had a little switch up. I decided to bring out Monty. He's one of my personal ball pythons. I don't know if I'm ever getting to breeding these guys, but the cool story about this guy is I used to work for a wildlife company where we trapped and rescued animals, and one day we got a call. A woman frantically called us saying there was a rattlesnake in her laundry room. So we went over there as fast as we could, and when we entered in there, I noticed this guy's little tail poking out. I said, "That's not a rattler. This is a ball python." And he was just hanging out. Unfortunately, I think he was probably someone's pet. we took him to the vet and see if he had a chip in him. He did not. And we posted signs, see if anybody had lost a ball python. So no calls. So if you're watching this and you lost a ball python in Merritt Island, this is probably him. Monty is the sweetest snake I've ever seen in my life. For him being out in the wilderness for a couple of days. He's feeding on large rats right now. But yeah, Orion was getting a little finicky, so I had to put him up. So let's get back on track. And last but not least, the number one product that all reptile keepers should have is some good cleaning products. Because if you know anything about reptiles or bearded dragons for that matter, they can poop. They poop a lot. And when they poop, it's very smelly. And you know, it is an animal, so you can't just go in there and, you know, spray it down with bleach and call it a day. Because they can be, you know, very, you know, they can be very sensitive to certain chemicals. A product I recommend is F10. It's a disinfectant, and it's used by veterinarian offices. Like when a dog or a cat or whatever defecates on the surface, they just spray it and wipe it off, and it's clean. Now that's not the only thing you want to do when you do your cleanups, but because you also want to make sure that everything's cleaned out. We actually have a steamer, and I'll insert a picture of that, and that works well together. Yeah, this is Monty, our lesser ball python. He's a cool little dude. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any more comments or questions, let me know down in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them. If you have any, you know, suggestions of future videos, builds, or whatever the case may be, just let us know. I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.